as you said, my wife is Chinese. Our 3 sons married Chinese women. I served as member of parliament for Markham for 17 years, and 40% of the voters of Markham are Chinese. So I have visited so far 20 of the 32 Chinese provinces. I'm in a race with the U.S. ambassador to see who will visit them all first, and I'm winning so far. So I've come to see quite a lot of China, 20 provinces so far. I'm trying to learn the language, but it's not easy. So I have strong connections with China. And I was sent to China by Prime Minister Trudeau to strengthen the relationship between the two countries. The government of Canada wants stronger ties with China, and it's partly for that reason that they sent me to be their ambassador to help strengthen those ties. So I still want those ties to be strengthened. I am sorry that this incident, this difficult incident, arose. It was a total surprise for everybody in Canada, but it happened and we have to deal with it. So I am hopeful that we will be able to find a solution in the not too distant future, and that we will then continue to build those strong ties. And I hope even in the meanwhile, as I said, even before we get a resolution, that Chinese Canadians and other Canadians and Chinese people will continue to strengthen those ties, because this is a hiccup along the road. It's not a small hiccup, it's a big hiccup, but it's a hiccup, and we will eventually solve it and move forward. And so I think most Chinese Canadians, most of the people, Chinese Canadians who voted for me, I think would agree that we want to move forward with stronger ties with China, and we want to find a way to resolve this difficult problem. That is certainly my hope. Canada has had decades and decades of history with China. I think we have a very strong relationship with China, starting from Norman Bethune, if not before. But there are some occasions when we don't agree with China. And then, all friends have disagreements sometimes. And when we disagree with China, we state our view, they state their view. And this is one area where we disagree. The Canadian view is we have an extradition treaty with the United States. We have had this extradition treaty for decades. We have extradition treaties with many other countries, and we are obliged under the law to obey the terms of those extradition treaties. Now, I cannot speak for the motives of the United States. You'd have to ask Donald Trump or someone in the US government. But we received, the Justice Department of Canada received a request from the Justice Department of the United States saying they had charges against this person and they wanted Canada to extradite her. And so under the extradition treaty, we have to take that request seriously. It doesn't mean we will extradite her, but it means we have to detain her and have a hearing. And so that is what we are doing. And we have no choice under our law but to do that. Now, the Chinese government may have a different view, and they have a right to their view. But I am just telling you what our view is, and it's something according to our law, according to our basic democratic system, which has a division of labor between the courts and the parliament, and one cannot interfere in the territory of the other. And that is how Canada has always worked. That is how it is working now. And even though this is a very serious situation, even though the Canada-China relation is very important to the government, very important to me, very important to many in this room, we cannot override our basic system of law just when we feel like it.